Hey guys, so for those of you who are really focused on manifesting a huge physical change, there are a couple things that I think that you should think about. Kind of important. As somebody who manifested my ideal physical body, I made a big mistake with this, and I'm guessing that many of you are doing the same thing. And to be honest, this will probably fall on deaf ears. I don't think I'd have been able to hear this 5 or 6 years ago, but I'm gonna say it anyway. The mistake that I made was I focused on manifesting the thing in the 3D that I thought was going to change everything for me personally. When what you really need to do to get what you want is to figure out what the feeling is that you want from this physical change that you're trying to get, and then focus on that, because what that does is it will not only, well, not always, but it will usually bring you the physical change you want, but it will also involve correcting some other things mentally for you that are adding to the problem. So like for me, I had other issues besides the fact that I weighed 75 pounds more than I wanted to. When I got to that low weight, well, there were a lot of benefits. I would say the problem was 50% solved. I could wear what I wanted. I looked great. I felt good about myself, clothed. I felt great physically, of course, because extra weight sucks to carry around physically. But mentally, I still had a bunch of problems with myself. There were still things that weren't worked out. And so when I hit that weight, then it shifted to something else. I still wasn't good enough. I still had other issues, and they then manifested themselves in, now I'm aging. Now my neck isn't good enough. Now, I have a line on my face. My body isn't perfect enough now. It's small enough, it's thin enough, I'm in great shape, but I have this flaw, my boobs are too saggy. It just turned into this thing, right? It transferred from one thing right into another. It didn't miss a beat. Like there wasn't a day in there where I was happy. And that's the problem with all of this, with people that have a physical focus. There's other things at play there. And yes, changing the thing physically will almost definitely provide you with some real benefits. But then there's this other aspect that is going to have to be addressed, because you're still not going to be happy. And if you just focus on that encompasses all of it. Because when you resolve the mental problems, the things causing your dissatisfaction with your physical self then resolve, and like magic, things change. And so some people may be saying, well, yeah, but I have physical, like facial flaws, and I want to basically wake up tomorrow with a different face or different bone structure, all that, all that stuff. So just, how is that going to just magically transform by focusing on the feeling of feeling differently about it? Now, there are a lot of people in this community on the forums that will tell you, oh no, you'll just wake up one day, look in the mirror, and your face will be different. There's a little bit of truth to that, because truly the way that you feel changes the way your face looks to such a degree. There's a post somewhere on the Neville Goddard subreddit, I think, but somewhere, of Marilyn Monroe talking about how she could just become Marilyn, and people would not notice her when she was just Norma Jean, but then, she would take on the persona of Marilyn Monroe and start turning heads. And it's because, your mentality, whatever you want to call that, your spirit, whatever, it changes the way you look. So that's a big component of it. But there are a lot of people that will tell you could literally wake up, measurably different. Like you could measure the size of your nose, and you will literally physically have a smaller nose if you just believe hard enough. Whether or not you want to buy into that and try that is up to you. I have personally never seen a shred of evidence for waking up looking different in some kind of measurable way. I have never seen photographic evidence of it, and that should be the first thing that people provide if they're actually doing it. People are full of shit, and there are a lot of people full of shit in this community, okay? But I wanted to say this. Technological advances are happening at a crazy pace right now. It's my completely uneducated and unscientific opinion that there are going to be major advances in this area in the next decade, if it even takes that long. There are things that they are doing now that are commonplace that weren't around in 2011. You know, there are all kinds of things happening that are able to change the look of your face right now that weren't around 5 years ago. So, you know, I would focus on, or not focus on, but I would keep that in mind heavily when thinking about how you feel about this, about your prospects of ever being able to be happy with how you look. Because, you know, I think people can get to a degree with this stuff where they could try all they want to feel differently about it from a manifestational standpoint, but they're so down and out and low about their appearance that they're never even going to touch, you know, adopting that feeling and actually feeling better, which is the whole point, you know? Like, what you want is to feel good. And really, if you're at the point where you wouldn't take feeling good and looking ugly over feeling like crap and looking beautiful, you have missed the whole point. You've missed it totally. And you probably shouldn't be on my channel. But anyway, this is a message of hope, okay? This is a message of hope for those of you who are unhappy with how you look. There are going to be technological advances in the next decade that I think are going to render all of your concerns moot. I think people are going to be able to be taller if they want. I think that people are going to be able to get procedures done that drastically change the look of their face if that's what they want. I think it's going to be a lot easier to do that. It's already advanced so much in such a short time. I think that you should keep that in the back of your mind because it opens up another avenue of possibility for you to get what you want. And all you really need is one way that you could believe that something could change for you, and it changes how you feel completely. And that changes, in my opinion, in my experience, that changes the actual outcome of whether or not you get the thing you want. You know, if you really think there's no way that it's possible, then I don't know. And another thing I think helps is open your mind. If you're one of those people who's like, I never would want to have surgery to look different, I wouldn't say start thinking about getting surgery to fix it, but open your mind to that, because the idea is just to open your mind to what can fix your problem. And once your mind is open, then the solution presents itself and you get out of that place and you move forward. And that is my whole point in making this channel, is to try to, using my own experience and whatever's coming in my mind today, you know, use that to try to reach somebody and knock down some dumb ass thing they're thinking that is ruining their life and ruining their experience. That's what I'm doing here, at least today. Anyway, have a great day. I hope that helps somebody.